Yeah, how's it going, everybody? This is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist, coming to you from the art studio with another Art Marketing Tuesday, okay? And I hope that you guys are having a great day. Let's get started here, okay? Just writing some notes down. So, as an artist, we already discussed. For those of you who haven't been watching this art marketing videos every Tuesday at noon. How's it going, Shanaz? For those of you who haven't watched these videos, I talk about art marketing every Tuesday at noon. And one of the things that I like to go into is how to understand marketing for you. Like marketing is marketing, guys. And when we, I guess I'm going in circles here, but what I'm trying to say is that as artists, we tend to think that marketing is going to be different for us. How's it going, Kim? We tend to think that marketing somehow artists have this idea that we think that marketing is it's going to be one of those things that is different, right? Like my industry is different. No, it's not. Marketing is marketing. It's a general thing. It's just that we tend to think that if we are artists, things are going to have to be done differently, and they are not. Each industry may approach in a different way, but it is the same thing. How's it going, babe? That's my wife right there. Yeah. So what I'm going to talk to you guys today is about how to lead with value, not with your artwork, or in other words, not with product. Right? You want to lead with value. As artists, you want to be able to lead with your, what kind of value can you bring to the table, that it's not just your product. I know that a lot of artists seem to think like, oh, my product is my value. It is and it isn't. It is and it isn't. Your product is your value when you're ready to exchange. But when you're marketing, you're not necessarily ready to exchange. When you're marketing, you're getting people to know you. You want people to start knowing who you are. So your product may not necessarily be your value. As a matter of fact, it's almost never your value proposition. Your value proposition, it's almost never your product. Please understand this, guys. Thank you so much, Kim. Get your best beverage ready, guys, because I'm trying to wake up here. I've been up for a while and I'm trying to wake up again. So what does that mean? I don't want to make it complicated. Look, very simple. Maybe your value proposition is the way you create your product. Maybe your value proposition is how you talk about your product, because people don't know this thing. See, when they see your product, this is the thing. As artists, we try to differentiate ourselves with our product. So we hide under the umbrella of uniqueness. We're like, oh, I got to be so unique that, and I've talked about this extensively in other videos. You are unique once you've done it enough, right? Once enough people see you, then people are going to start thinking, oh, okay, this person's unique, because it's like a song in the radio. You could be the best band, but if you're not being played on the radio, it's going to stay in the garage, right? It's the same principle. You could be the best artist, but if people are not finding out who you are, you're going to stay in your studio. You need to get people to know who you are. And it's not necessarily the artwork. Again, it's almost never the artwork, guys. It's the way that you present yourself. It's at first, maybe I'm making this too complicated, guys. At first, what you want to do is you want to shout out, hey, everybody, I'm over here. I don't know how you do that. I am very blunt about it, right? I don't do my hair. I do these very dark videos. I'm very blunt about it. But maybe your gig's not like that, right? Maybe you know how to do really nice professional YouTube videos. Maybe you have a podcast. Maybe you have it down on Instagram. You understand the Instagram game really well, and you know how to create followers and you know, whatever. Maybe you have a large following on Facebook. I don't know. When you're marketing, You don't want to be just leading with your artwork. Many people do that. And I see that over and over. When you're ready to sell, of course, right? You bring out your artwork and you're like, let's do an exchange. That's when you're ready to sell. But in the beginning, I see this mistake happen over and over. I used to do this mistake. And so what happens is that you start saturating people with your artwork. And then they tune out. They stop listening to you. Unless you have a big enough audience. Now, when you have a big enough audience, you're not necessarily like on Instagram. People post their artwork. I do that all the time. But when people have a big enough audience, what happens is that you start getting away with stuff, right? You start getting away with I don't know, like anyone on that has a huge audience on Instagram or whatever, you guys, any celebrity, they'll be like, I don't know, chewing gum, and people are like, 50,000 likes, right? And they're just chewing gum. That's because they have an audience, If you're an artist and you're getting started and you're getting the ball rolling, you want to be able to produce content that is valuable to the people looking at you, right? In this case, let me give you just a quick example. I'm doing Marketing Tuesday because I know that there's a lot of artists who want to learn about marketing. There's a lot of artists who maybe haven't gotten the ball rolling yet, right? And they're thinking about how can I get people to know me? How can I get people to start listening to me? To people to start hearing about me? And the very first thing that we do is we create artwork, and we're like, here. We want to show the artwork, like children, right? Look, Ma, this is what I did. The problem with that approach that I see is that everybody's doing it, right? And no, everybody's doing it not because it works. Usually when a lot of people are doing the same thing, it's because it doesn't work. You want to run to the opposite direction. This is one of the things I learned from one of my mentors. Look, go see what everybody is doing and then run the opposite direction, right? For it to work for you. Because most people are stuck in the same thing. They're stuck in the same thing. So one of the things that I started noticing is artists go and show their work. And they're like, I'm going to lead with my work. What happens is that you're not necessarily bringing any value, right? Like people are like, oh yeah, that's nice. You show your work again. Oh yeah, that's nice. But you're not really talking about the process of creating the work. You're not really bringing more to it, right? Value to it. Not necessarily just looking at something. Yeah, that is valuable. You look at something and it's beautiful. But then again, everybody's doing that. So you're not going beyond the work. What I'm trying to share here is to transcend the idea that you're an artist, you're going to show your work, and people are just going to fall in love with it and they're going to buy it. Or they're going to say, oh, yes, I want to follow this person. Pay close attention to the people that have audiences, that have huge audiences. Pay close attention to how they bring value to that platform, right? I still don't understand the Instagram thing yet. I don't understand most of the stuff yet. But I know that when I sell work, right? When I sell work, I'm not leading with the artwork alone, because I've been burned that way before. I've done it many times before, where I'm like, when I was younger, right? I was like, here, look at my work. And I noticed that everybody else was doing that and not having any success with it. Look at my work. Oh, here, look at my work. And the moment that I started looking into, for example, I used to sell to interior designers, right? Door to door. If you haven't done that, try that in your city and watch it work for you. Almost no artist is doing that. So I used to go to the interior designers, right? Open the phone book, right? Because I started young. Open the phone book, and look at the interior designers, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go visit 3 interior designer firms today, right? Locations or whatever. And I would go and schedule it with them, and then later I found out, I'm going off right now, but then I found out, don't schedule, just show up, right? Don't schedule it, because then they're gonna give you the runabout, and maybe you don't know how to do your pitch yet, so just show up. So I would show up and I would be with the artwork, right? Oh, this is my artwork. And they'd be like, oh, that's nice. Oh, how beautiful. Oh, thank you, blah, blah. And just kind of brush you off. What I started learning was, how can I bring value to these people? And something as simple as this. I know this is like, people are doing this today online. And I learned it from online marketers. But what I started doing was like how to host a great party or blah, blah, blah. For interior designers, right? To get people to get traffic, right? How to host a I don't know, like an event, right, for interior designers, and just a little article, and I would show up and I'd be like, oh, I saw this and I thought about you. Here, boom. So I didn't lead with my work, right? And so what I was trying to do, and was very successful at it, was that I was bringing them value that was beyond, please buy it from me. That's not value. Please buy this. It's not value. Please buy this is you're being a pest, right? Unless they're ready to buy, then that's different. But most people are not ready to buy, and we know from sales statistics that what is it, about 3% of people, right, are most likely to buy at that moment. So if you visit 100 people, you may have a shot, right, at 3% of that. Probably less, most likely less. So most people are not ready to buy. So what do you do then? You start sharing information. You start sharing things that go beyond your artwork, things that go beyond you. See, you have to stop being selfish. It's difficult for us because we already feel like we are doing so much. We're already creating artwork. We're showing up in our studio and we're doing this and we're doing that. And now that you have this great art, you created this great, I don't know, artwork, whatever, paintings, whatever it is. Now you're ready to go to the market, and it's a no-no, right? It's like, oh, don't lead with that. Don't keep showing that. Don't make it about that only. It makes sense. Yeah, it totally makes sense, Kim. So what do you do? Okay, very simple, right? When you go to an art gallery, I take your artwork and show them your artwork. How's it going? Show them your artwork. I'm not saying not to show your artwork. I'm saying don't lead with it. Don't make it about that. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so don't get confused here because of my rambling. I'm trying to make this work to give you guys the right message. What I'm trying to say is don't lead with it. Don't make it about that only, right? Show up with your artwork, show them your artwork, but then don't make it about that, right? Make it about them, right? How can you help them? This is one of the things that I've talked about with different artists. And it's a difficult concept because we're tied to our artwork. We think that no, my artwork is the value. Yes, to you, to your mom, and to your auntie, but not to the marketplace yet. Not yet to your marketplace. The marketplace doesn't even know who the hell you are. The marketplace is not going to look at the artwork and say, oh, yes, great, I want it, unless they're burning to buy something at that moment, which is, I already explained, it's less than 3% of people. Almost no one is ready to buy at that moment. People are thinking about it. People are like, should I do that right now? Should I do this? They're not even thinking about it. You're not even in the, unless you're like a famous person, they're like, oh, wow. But if you're not, they're not even if you're a famous person, they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about their own problems. A collector is not thinking, should I buy that artwork from that artist or from that other artist? They're not thinking like that, guys. The collector is usually thinking, should I buy that artwork or should I buy the dining table? Should I buy that artwork or should I go on that trip this weekend? They're not thinking, should I get it from him or her? They're not thinking like that. 9.9 out of 10. Trust me on this one. They're not thinking like that. So what do? You find out what's pressing them. Usually what's pressing people, and I'm generalizing here, right? It's their own problems. So if you go and talk to interior designers, for example, in this case, right? Let's say that you're like, oh man, interior designers is a great way because they have the hookups, right? They have the all the other clients that are they have their personal Rolodex of clients, their own mailing list, and they're trying to get people to use their service. And every now and then, pictures are included, right? They want some artwork, some photographs if you do photographs, some paintings if you do paintings, and so they're a leverage point for artists, right? The trick here is to not be like, here's my artwork, sell it. No, the trick here is, look, I want to be able to help you too. How can I help you? How can I help you so that you help me in return, right? When you're ready to sell artwork, you think about me. Now, you're not expressing this directly to the person, right? But you're not expressing like that. You're finding out, right? You're finding out. I mean, if you have the cojones to express that to the person, then express that to the person and see how it goes. I don't know. Most people are very professional and they're cool about it, right? They're like, oh, okay, well, here's how you can help me. Look, I'm trying to get my message across. I'm also trying to get customers, right? So what do? Well, if you have, and I've talked about this extensively in other platforms, guys. If you have 5,000 followers on Instagram, right, and you see them that they have, I don't know, maybe 2,000 or 5,000 or whatever. I don't know. Most local businesses are not very good when it comes to social media. Most brick and mortar businesses, for some reason, I don't know. Maybe because it's working in brick and mortar, and they're like, I don't want to bother with online, which maybe they should also. But if you have 5,000 followers on Instagram, and you see that they only have, I don't know, maybe 2,000, 5,000, whatever, the same amount or a little bit more, tell them, look, I'm going to talk about you, on my Instagram page. And now you don't do this to be like, now do something for me. No, what you're doing is that you're doing different things to bring value, right? That's one. You give a shout out. Another one, you give them an article, right? I read about this. I don't know. You have to put in the work that is beyond your artwork. I know this sounds like, dude, it's too much work. It is a lot of work. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. It's a lot of work. It's a hell lot of work. But if you're passionate enough and you want it bad enough, you're going to put in the work. Now, there's no one way of doing this. There's many ways. But what you want to do is you want to make it about them. Okay? The interior designer, the gallery owner, everybody has the same problems. Everybody that has a business has the same problems. More customers. They're thinking about more customers. So as an artist, you shouldn't be trying to lead with your artwork, because now you become a problem for them, right? Something else to worry about. How about you get a little article? How about if you see some PDF, free book online, right? How to understand Facebook ads. Maybe you understand Facebook ads and they don't, right? The brick and mortar doesn't. And how about you be like, you know what? Let me show you how Facebook ads work. Or how about you understand, you understand something that maybe they don't. You run into a book that you're like, man, this is a great book. It's a great motivational book or whatever. Or it's a great book on how to acquire more customers and this and that, right? You go and you share that with them. You won't believe how grateful they're going to be with you just for even thinking about them beyond yourself. Now this goes back to that golden rule, right? You treat people how you want to be treated. When you go and you lead with your artwork, you're bringing them a problem. You're telling them, please help me figure out my problem. I don't give an ish about your problem, right? I don't care that you are running a business, that you have A, B, and C things to take care of. Please take care of my problem. My problem is that I want to sell my artwork. Can you please take care of that problem? You're gonna become a pest for them, right? You're gonna be like, I don't want to bother with this person. Now this is with people who have businesses, right? Collectors, what's pressing collectors, right? It might not necessarily be something so obvious, right? Such an overt thing that is pressing them with collectors, because I talked about it before. Collectors is everyone and anyone. Please. Do yourself a favor and stop thinking of a collector being this rare unicorn that is driving in a limo around New York City looking for artists and who to make the best art. I don't know. Where's the next Basquiat? Collectors are not like that. It's just people. People want to decorate their home. And every now and then you find that die-hard one that actually just likes to collect artwork. And maybe the one that is trying to decorate the home becomes one of those die-hard collectors. That's happened to me many times. So collectors are just people, just in general, okay? I know, duh, right? But it has to be said. So maybe something is not necessarily, you don't know what's pressing them because they're not a business, right? As I explained, business is customers is what's pressing them. But collector, what is pressing a collector? Maybe a collector doesn't know between what an oil painting is and what an acrylic painting is. And you go beyond your work and you inform them what it is. Maybe you inform how many mediums there are, right? There's watercolors, there's wash, there's ink, drawings, there's acrylic painting, there's oil painting, and on and on and on and on. This is how you package a painting, right? How do you do this? You do it with articles. You do it with little videos like this. You blog about it. You want to inform. You lead with something beyond your work. This is why it tends to work mostly, or it almost always works for people that are doing this, as opposed to people who are just trying to lead with the artwork. Now, people that lead with the artwork, and you see that, you're like, that's not true. Look at their audiences. They have a huge audience. So they figured out how to lead and get those audiences to work for them. Okay? So, guys, again, try to figure out how to... It's okay, good boy. It's okay. It's okay. Come here. Try to figure out how to lead beyond your artwork. Try to figure out how you can share information that is not just about you and your artwork. Or maybe it's about you. Maybe it's about you, but it's not necessarily the same thing, right? How you can... Maybe people don't know they don't know how to hang a painting. And you do a little tutorial. This is how you hang a painting. This is at the height you hang a painting. Maybe people don't know how to take care of the painting. This is how you take care of your painting. This is how you store it. This is how you package it, right? This is, don't put it directly in the sunlight. Don't put it next to a furnace. You know, on and on. Come on, guys. I mean, you're an artist. You can think of all this stuff. You already know most of this stuff. This is how you frame. This is how you choose a frame for a painting, right? Maybe you can collaborate with a framer. You collaborate with a local framer and you guys do a little YouTube video, or I don't know. And you guys do, look, we're going to collaborate and we're going to show, this is going to serve great for the framer and for you, because you're reaching each other's audiences. You're collaborating with each other's audiences, right? And he could be the expert in the video, right? And you could be like, I brought the artwork to an expert, and I'm gonna show you guys how you can choose the right frame for your decor or for the style you decorated your home. Kim says, thank you for all the great info. Appreciate your time and price. Thank you so much. It's priceless. Yeah, my wife just got here right now. She's like,
I'm leaving again.
say what's that? Oh, you're leaving again?
Yeah.
All right, take care. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll lace those. So, yeah, you know, there's different little things. Bye-bye. There's my wife is leaving now. Come here, honey. There's different little things you can do. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated at all. You can even get together with a handyman, right? A local contractor, and do the same thing. Look, show us how you hang a huge painting, and then you record it. Now, this doesn't have to be, you don't have to wait till they hang a huge painting. Bring them home to your home and get one of your big paintings and show it, and you know, and tell the contractor. Maybe the contractor's a friend, or they're also, again, what's pressing them? Customers. Customers is always pressing a local business, right? Any business, not just local, especially local businesses. So you tell the contractor, look, I have an audience of people. Some people, I'm getting my name out there, blah, 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 right? Look, let's hang a painting. I'm going to record it, and I'm going to give you a shout out, right? And then you share it in your social media too, right? Because it's going to benefit them. You both created content. And now you have something else for your blog to share to your customer base, or to not even, maybe you don't have a customer base here. Maybe you're just getting the ball rolling. You start with that. You keep that. And every time someone talks about your artwork, right? A collector again, right? Someone who buys art. It's like, oh man, I love your artwork over there, blah, blah, blah. It's just, I'm looking for something big. Oh, it's so interesting. You're looking for something big. Look, I have this video I just did. Let me show you this video. You led with something else, that it's not just your art, right? You led with something else. You brought value beyond your artwork. And now they open the little video that you sent them, you know, via text or whatever, and they're like, oh, that's awesome. Look, this is how you hang a big painting. The person that is now selling to me is a pro. That's what the person's thinking, right? The collector's thinking that. The person's a pro. The person has knowledge. They're not just, you know, if you're asking 10, 20, 30 grand for a big piece, or 100 grand, whatever, the person is more likely to trust you than if you're, you know, because you have content that backs it up, that it's beyond your artwork. You have it's not just someone else saying that you're great. right? It's not the third party thing, but you've gone beyond your artwork. I see this over and over with the pros, and I'm not talking about the pros like people who are like, I don't know, who paint really nice and people are looking at it and they're like, oh, that's really nice. That's great, but that's not everybody's gig. Now you have to think about it. This is Art Marketing Tuesday again, guys. You have to think about it beyond being an artist. If you want to survive and thrive in this gig, you have to think about it as a business, right? You have to go beyond your artwork. All businesses go beyond their product. This is one of the very first things that shackles you from growth. We are perfectionists. We're like thinking about our product. How can I get people to listen to me? How can I get people to see my product? You have to go beyond your product. An artist has to learn how to go beyond the product, beyond the artwork. And I know I called it a product because this is Marketing Tuesday. Let's cut the BS. It's a product. You love it. You fell in love with creating artwork, but you have to go beyond that. You have to go beyond that because otherwise you're not gonna create income, or you're not going to get it in the right places, in the galleries. Get the right people, right? Exchange. Get the right people to give you something in exchange. Maybe a gallery exhibit. Maybe for example, here's another thing. Okay, here's another little thing, another little tip for you guys right here. You want to get featured in a magazine, in a local magazine. I don't know, maybe you have a local downtown magazine in your area or whatever, right? Here's another thing. If you know how to write an article. Write an article about something, again, how to hang a painting properly, how to decor, how to choose the right frame but it's not about you. Write an article and send it to them or give it to them if you know the editor or whatever of the magazine, and be like, look, I wrote this article here. Maybe content. They're looking for content. If you know how to write. If you don't know how to write and you're maybe afraid that the spellings, blah blah blah. I don't collaborate again. Collaborate with a college writer, right? Give a college writer one of your prints. Exchange or something. I don't know. Maybe collaborate. However you can. Pay them. I don't know. And get them to edit your article and rewrite it. Maybe you do the hard part first. You write the article and get them to edit it, and then give it to the publisher, to whoever the publisher. It's got to be local, because if it's big, they're not going to be very likely to take it. It's got to be local. Okay? And then you give it to them, and you have a huge chance for them to publish it. Now, if they don't publish it, it's okay. Give it to someone else. Give it to as many people you can. If someone doesn't publish it, give it to someone else. And try to get it published, right? Now, what that's going to do is that it's going to put you as an expert, right? And then at the bottom, they're going to give you a chance to put your name and your email or your phone number or your website, whatever. But it's going to set you as a professional, as an authority on the subject. You're not just you're separating yourself from all the other artists, right? You're bringing value to the community now. Now you're showing them how to properly hang a painting, how to properly store a painting, how to choose the right frame, how to I don't know, whatever, feng shui, I don't know, whatever, just info, because it may not be valuable to you because you're thinking art. We're freaking crazy that way. Oh, artists, right? We're thinking art. It may not be valuable to you anymore, but you remember when you were learning this? If you look back when you were learning this, it's extremely valuable to other people that had no idea about any of this stuff. Shana says, sorry, quick question, Jose. When someone asks about our artwork and want to see what we do, is it best to show the small folio or a table of pictures from your mobile? When someone asks you about your artwork, is it better to show a small folio of your work or pictures from your phone, right? It depends on the situation. If you are face to face, show the actual painting if you can. If you're face to face, nothing beats showing the actual painting, right? Now, if you're going to go through lengths to be able to do that, just pull out your phone. Boom, show it. Show the photographs. Show the. It doesn't really matter what people are trying to do when they say I like that. or let me see your artwork. Let's just form a little connection. That's what you're really trying to look. Here's the thing: they won't know you. They don't know you. They won't flow you, right? They won't flow you. You need to do whatever. It doesn't really matter. There is no right or wrong way or best way. Maybe there is, but we're gonna get into perfectionism. It doesn't have to be. If I'm out and about, if you're out and about, got it. Okay, so if you're out and about, just show the phone. It's fine. Show the phone and just show them the pictures. Your job as an artist with anyone, whether it's an interior designer, collector, anyone, your job is just to form the connection. It's just a connection. You're not selling anything yet. This is where a lot of artists get caught up. They hang themselves there. We're like, how can I make the best possible scenario so that they buy from me? You're miles away from them buying from you at that point. You're miles away. And this is not due to your artwork. This is where we think, oh man, it's my artwork. Maybe people don't like my artwork. No, people don't even know you. It's almost never your artwork. Unless you never really work on the artwork and you never create a body of work that I don't know, that you connect with people. Unless you never do that, then maybe it's the work. But it's almost 99% of the time, guys, don't even get on that. It's not your work. It's never your work. So you want to form a connection. Just connect with the person. You connect with them by showing them the pictures of your artwork, by showing them a video you did. I don't know. Please show 2 1-minute videos, right? Don't show like lengthy videos where the person's like, oh, okay, they're sitting there. Show one, if you can do a 1 minute or 3-minute video at most. I would recommend 1 minute video if you're just going to show someone something really quick, maybe some few seconds. Shana says, cool. I always feel a little a bit unprofessional when I pull out my mobile. Don't ever feel that way. It's just ideas that we have. Well, you just want to connect with a person. That's all that matters. Now, the way to have that person in your mind is you want to keep connecting with a person. You want to be able to have as many excuses to connect with a person. Okay? You want to have as many excuses as possible. This is why I say don't lead with the artwork. Because if you lead with the artwork, you run out of excuses. Especially if you don't produce enough artwork. Now, if you're like me, lead with the art and lead with content, with other content. I love creating artwork, and I create vast numbers of artwork. I'm always creating artwork. So I can lead with the artwork as well. I can be like, oh, look, here is a figurative painting. Oh, look, here is a landscape. Oh, look, here is a seascape, So I'll lead with work as well. That's not everybody's gig, right? Some people are just portrait painters. Some people are just landscape painters. Or some people are working on a body of work that is very similar. So if you show it over and over, people are kind of going to tune you out. So what do? You create different excuses to connect with a person. This is why marketers are so great at it. Online marketers. Every time you sign up to something, and then they'll show you something else. They'll be like, oh, I was thinking about you. Look, here, they show you an article. Or, oh, look, I was thinking about you. And they'll show you a little 2-minute video. Oh, look, I was thinking about you. And they share with you a title of a book, that changed their life or whatever. Now, this is not manipulating anybody, guys. This is the world. This is how we trade with each other. You don't see people, right? The same people over and over and talk about the same thing over and over, right? No, you talk about different experiences. You see your cousin again, and you don't say, oh, last time we talked about that. Let's talk about that again. Then be like, oh, dude, I've heard the same joke 5,000 times. I don't want to hear it again, right? So you bring different content. You say, oh, last week I saw you, right? And we talked about some other experience. This time around, I'm going to talk to you about a new experience that happened yesterday. And that's how, it's how we connect as human beings, right? We bring each other different content. Just make sure that you're bringing value. And don't overhang yourself on the value idea. Like, oh, it's got to be extremely valuable and unique. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Don't do that to yourself. I've walked that road. It's horrible. It's nightmares. Anything is valuable. Anything that you are just true, just truthful about. Like, what would people want to know about? What would people want to know about? People would want to know, is artwork a good investment? Maybe you found that on I don't know, Huffington Post or whatever. Choose any place. I don't know, any media outlet that wrote an article already about artwork as an investment, and then share that with people. Artwork is an heirloom, Why do people see artwork as an heirloom? Share that with someone. How to clean, an artwork, an oil painting. How do you clean, blah, blah, blah. Share that with people, right? So again, guys, you're leading with value-based content, not with your artwork. You lead with your artwork, you're going to run out of ideas how to stay connected with people, right? Another thing that I do is that I'll share with people my process, right? I'll share with artists my process. Now, artists are not necessarily my buyers, right? But they'll talk about me, right? They'll be like, "Oh, I know this guy. This guy's pretty cool, whatever." Right? So I'll share my process. I'll share like, look, guys, this is how I mix paint. Look, guys, this is how I stretch one of these huge canvases, right? This is how I do it. Look, guys, this is how I store my artwork. Look, guys, on and on and on and on. Or, you stay connected. Something beyond your artwork. Now, I'm not saying, just to make this clear again, guys, I'm not saying don't show your work. Show everything else but your work. No. I'm just saying, don't make it just about that. Don't lead with it. Lead with other content. Because people are going to connect with you in different ways, right? Someone who's extremely interested in my artwork may be pressing for, I don't know how to hang that painting, right? I have no idea how to even frame that artwork. I have no idea how to package it because I'm ready to move. And how do I package it? Okay, look, this is how a crate is done. I collaborated with a handyman or a local contractor or whatever, and he created a crate for me. And I recorded the process. This is how a crate is created. So when you ship, right? So on and on, right? This is how I do my certificates of authenticity. What does a certificate of authenticity mean? Oh, this is what it means. This is how you glaze the painting, right? And on and on and on. I'm giving you guys a lot of value right now. I know that it makes sense to us, but it makes no sense to other people. They have no idea. It's all questions. I always get asked, like, how do I glaze a painting? Do I have to glaze a painting? How do you varnish? How do you know the right type of varnish? Is the same varnish for oil as it is for acrylic? And, do I put glass on my oil paintings, over my oil paintings? Or which mats look well on your drawings? Which mats look better on watercolors? And, I could stay here forever, guys. Shana says, I'm slowly getting the idea of sharing content on Instagram. Thanks to you. Awesome. I'm always thinking of what to share next. It's so much stuff that you can share. It's just that we get stuck in perfectionism. And if you guys haven't seen my videos on perfectionism, check them out. I do Mindset Mondays. Every Monday at noon, I talk about perfectionism and how it grabs us, right? How it holds us back. Because we're thinking about how do I do it right? Even the content I just gave you, if you don't snap out of your perfectionism, it's not going to work for you. Because you're going to try to write the perfect article. And you're going to stay there for months trying to write the perfect article. You're going to look for, how do I find the right contractor, to do a collab? How do I don't know. Perfectionism will kill you. You have to remove that. And it's not easy. It's not easy. I know this is not Mindset Monday. It's not easy. I will not promise you that it's easy. But it'll be the best thing you do in your life. If you just remove the brakes. If you just release those brakes out of you, you will be a much happier person. I'll leave you guys with that. Today's Marketing Tuesday. I hope that you guys enjoy this tips. Perfectionism is the devil for sure. If there is a devil, its name is perfectionism. I totally agree with that, Shanaz. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. Like the video. I'm going to put this video on YouTube Again, guys, those of you watching these videos on YouTube, bear with me. Be patient. I know that I flip them like this, so horizontally, and you guys want them to be YouTube videos, but I gotta also repurpose this content. You know, see, here's another one. Repurpose the content. Stuff that I record here live on Instagram. The ones that I think are awesome, I think all of them are awesome. They're all going to YouTube. So there you have it. Thank you so much. Like it, share it, comment. I don't know. I still haven't figured out Instagram. And I've made, I don't know, probably dozens of videos by now. Maybe 100 of them. So anyways, guys, take care. Adios, amigos. Oh, man, I still haven't figured out how to even turn this.